Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to both the live and the pre-recorded briefing for the longest day, or the second to longest day, at Kenley tomorrow. So, a couple of things to run through. First of all, I'm going to go through the weather, which isn't quite as good as I was hoping for, but I'm hoping to get the majority of the day out of it, so we're going to have to make do. So, taking a look at the chart, midnight to night, it's showing this sort of warm front down to the south, and as we go ahead to midday tomorrow, that's passed over top of us to the north and bringing with it essentially a cold front and a trough line behind it, which is less than ideal. As we go ahead towards the evening tomorrow, it looks like a clearer picture. So a little bit unsettled during the morning, I think, but hopefully usable. The winds tomorrow morning, we're looking about 1,000 feet, 150, suggesting here, I think that's 25 knots. I might have the units wrong there, but from 150, we can deal with that. It will be a crosswind, but it's probably going to put us at the far end of the airfield. So the public forecast is showing we go from 4 a.m. onwards, it's going to feel reasonably warm with that wind from the southeast, gusting to around 20. So we are going to have to put up with a crosswind, but nothing too major. Going ahead to sort of early morning, where we'd normally be waking up, showing some scattered showers, and with humidity increasing a little bit and potentially cloud base dropping. Again, I think we can deal with that. And if we look at the rainfall radar, the forecast anyway, if I go ahead to early morning, this is 3:30, and you can see this massive rain out to the west and to the south making its way through the country. Going ahead, there's a few little spots around us, but nothing too significant arriving until about 5:30 or so, with potentially a little bit more coming through. This is 6 o'clock, and cleared by about 7:30. So, or actually a bit before that, by 7 o'clock. Yeah, 7:30 we'll go with. So scattered showers in the morning, a little bit hard to predict exactly how much will get us, as the majority of it is to the west. As we go ahead into the day, we see some showers developing in the country. This is just after midday. But it looks like we're actually going to stay reasonably dry. Most of the showers that are developing are up to the north and to the west. And really nothing looking like it's going to get us. See, it's a little bit more at 4 o'clock, but mostly again to the west of us. Going ahead into the evening, looking like it's going to be reasonably dry, which is very nice. So weather a little bit challenging, but I'm hoping it's going to just about play ball for the whole day for us. So operations. In the morning, I haven't had loads of enthusiasm for winch driving, so we're going to have to share it. Unfortunately, I won't get the first flight, as I'm probably going to be in the winch. But the plan is to very quickly train up a couple of you from Kenley. I've got you in mind, and I will be speaking to you privately to drive the winch. It's not going to be comprehensive training. It's going to be enough for you to drive the winch tomorrow morning, and that's about it. It won't include any other content. On that note, the morning, I'm going to be asking people to arrive at 3:30. The idea is we can get the gliders out to the launch point for the first launch to be at 04:29. Morning shift will go to around 10 a.m., where we will then hand over to the crowd that would normally be there in the day. You're more than welcome, of course, to hang around. I'll be there for the morning and the evening and a bit of the daytime. I'll probably be going for a nap in between. Daytime will go from about 10 a.m. till 5 p.m., where we'll then transition to the evening, which we have got a group of guides to fly, a load of trial lessons that's been organised for several months, which I've kind of linked in with this. But there's only 12 of them in total, or 12 flights, which hopefully shouldn't take us too long. We've got 3 two-seaters we can use and 2 or 3 instructors to do that by the looks of it. So hopefully that should only take a couple of hours of the evening at most, and the rest of that can be reserved for people to enjoy. David Hayes is going to be running 2 barbecues for us. He's just going to be doing bacon sarnies in the morning for £2. And then there'll be the usual evening barbecue, which will be priced at £6. The morning barbecue, I expect, will be somewhere between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m., depending exactly on what the weather does. Evening barbecue as normal throughout the evening. Just a reminder for well, Kenley pilots and anyone visiting at Kenley, we cannot go above 1,934 feet above the airfield as we're stuck under the London TMA. When I'm duty instructor, I'm going to ask that solo student pilots, i.e. anyone who hasn't got a Bronson cross-country endorsement, give themselves a reasonable margin of 300 feet and stay below 1,634 feet. Those of you who've got a license, I'm not quite as worried about because it's on you if you go into airspace, but even then, I would recommend you stay below 1,834. That's giving you a 100 foot margin, which even then is not massive. So that's pretty much it for the Kenley crowd. I've got a few more things to go through for people that are visiting, but if anyone does have any questions at this point, do shout. So those of you that aren't used to Kenley, we've got a small wooden fence around the airfield, which does a reasonable job of keeping members of the public out, but it isn't comprehensive. So do have to keep an eye out. It's probably going to be a bit weird for the public to see us at this time. So keep an extra eye out sort of early morning for any dog walkers. We will have locked the gates, but you still get people jumping over every so often. Those of you that are driving that aren't used to Kenley, I don't know how many of you that will be, but if you put in Surrey Hills Gliding Club in your sat-nav, alternatively Victor Beamish Avenue, it will actually take you to the gates, which is just about here. Then the gate code is 96480. There's 2 gates you'll have to go through. If you could please close them behind you. And then you can just park in front of the clubhouse. Alternatively, if we're at the far end of the airfield, you're more than welcome to drive up there. So that is, if we are the far end of the airfield, which is most likely, just drive around the perimeter track on the inside, as denoted by the arrows. I'm going to ask you, if you are walking around, actually go back outside and walk around the outside to set an example to the public. Don't walk along the inside, otherwise they will assume they can do the same with their dogs. The airfield itself, those of you that are flying at Kenley for the first time, the launch point most likely is going to be up in this position in the top right here on the grass. Small chance it might be down here. Either way, generally launching on the east side of the main runway and landing on the west side. With that southeasterly wind, it'll probably be the case that people are more than welcome to do circuits to land into wind parallel with the shorter runway, most likely on this grass to the south of the short runway. That's pretty much it. So I haven't actually got many people on here. Hopefully the rest of you are in bed. Anyone who's on here got any questions at the moment? I will take that as a no. So those of you that are coming in the morning, see you at 3:30. Hopefully we're going to have a good day. See you on the airfield. Bye for now.